Hello, hi, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. This is your host Ram on the Cricket Happening Show today. Well, I've been finding a lot of problems. As I said, I'm not able to, for the last 3 days, I've not been able to upload any videos onto YouTube. It has been very, very tough for me, 3 days, but no solution. Unfortunately, dear friends, subscribers, I couldn't come to you, so I do apologize for that. But so I'm just doing a brief experiment here to see whether by doing this and transferring it onto YouTube, it definitely works or not. But I don't know whether it's a problem of the upload or what. So I'm just experimenting a few things here. So just what I'm going to do on this particular broadcast today is going to give you a synopsis of what happened with in the first test match, which actually New Zealand actually won the test match by a very handsome margin of 122 runs on the final day at the University Park Oval here in Dunedin, where Brendan McCullum put a bold declaration the previous day on the fourth day and set the Sri Lankans 405 runs for victory. And let's hear the story now as to what happened. So Sri Lanka in the quest on the fourth day they were 109 for 3, and they had two big hands in the middle with Dinesh Chandimal and Angelo Matthews. And they still have a long way to go, probably more than 270 odd runs still to get. And Chandimal and Matthews were in charge. Well, Chandimal continued in his aggressive way. In fact, Trent Bolt and Tim Southee started, also supported by Bracewell. And well, we saw that Angelo Matthews and Chandimal were pretty cautious and they were not taking a lot of chances. But Chandimal definitely was scoring a lot of boundaries, and this partnership was really going on in serene, not serene fashion. Definitely, it was going on in the way that Sri Lanka wanted in quest for victory, chasing 405 runs. And while that was going on, we saw that Angelo Matthews and Chandimal were doing a good job, a fairly good job, and they had already added 56 runs for the fourth wicket. But still, there was a long way to go. But as I said, Trent Bolt, Southee, and Bracewell couldn't really. I mean, they were not really causing any alarms to the batsmen, and that was really good to see. Absolutely no alarms, and that was going on in a very nice fashion. But once things were going on, and suddenly it was Neil Wagner who was introduced into the attack. And Neil Wagner, well, he brought lots of aggression into the mix, as the New Zealand captain Brendan McCullum definitely alluded by saying that he's a great workhorse, and he showed us why. And he adopted the aggressive method of bowling, and that was to bowl bouncers. So he started peppering both Chandimal and Matthews with bouncers, and it was not really easy because he was really aiming them at the batsman's ribs. And while this was going on, Angelo Matthews and Chandimal, when the score had reached 165, and then he softened up Angelo Matthews with a good lifter on the body to Angelo Matthews. But then very next delivery surprised everybody. He was the one who really got Sri Lanka to really lose a wicket, as he bowled a delivery which was a fuller length delivery, and Angelo Matthews trying to probably wanted to pad it up, but in doing so he actually missed it. In fact, he padded it, but he left a huge gap between his bat and pad, and the ball snaked in and hit the timber. And Neil Wagner was absolutely happy because that was a big wicket for New Zealand. Because Angelo Matthews, you know what he can do. He can really take the match away from the team, and I'm sure New Zealand would have been glad to get the wicket of Angelo Matthews. It was bowled by Wagner for 25 with 3 boundaries, and that was the impetus that New Zealand needed to further really start getting into the Sri Lankan innings. And that happened when Vitanage came to the crease. Vitanage was along with Chandimal, and once that wicket was taken by Neil Wagner, suddenly things started changing for the Kiwis, as the next wicket to go was on the same score. It was Mitchell Santner who bowled a very good delivery to Chandimal, in fact, which Chandimal knew little about. And he was gone. I thought it was an on ball, and he was wrapped LBW by Santner, the tall left arm spinner, for 58 with 11 fours. And once Matthews and Chandimal left the scene, it was a matter of only survival for the Sri Lankans, because we know there was some inexperience coming as far as the lower order was concerned, and that was the problem. But still, I thought these two inexperienced blokes, Vitanage and Milinda Srivardhana, really cottoned down onto their task in a nice way. What they did was really interesting. In fact, they decided to actually counter-attack the bowling of Neil Wagner and the spinner, and suddenly there were lots of boundaries scored and some sixes too. And suddenly the partnership was making merry. In fact, they had really done a good job in, probably I would say, in only 7 or 8 overs. They had actually pushed on to the score to 213, and that was done by playing in a real counter-attacking measures were taken. And while that was going on, and things looked like slowly Vitanage and Srivardhana would slowly try to settle themselves in, but after that, that was the only big resistance after Angelo Matthews and Chandimal that Sri Lanka ever got, as Trent Bolt was brought into with the second new ball was claimed by Brendan McCullum, and Trent Bolt was the one who first picked up the wicket of Milinda Srivardhana by getting him caught by Brendan McCullum. This was a shot where Milinda Srivardhana tried to crash the ball through the offside, and Brendan McCullum taking a good catch. Srivardhana was out for 29 with 4 fours and 1 6, which made the score. In fact, it was Vitanage who was the first to go, with Team Saudi trapping him LBW for 38 of as many balls with 6 fours and 1 6. And the next wicket to go was Rangana Herath, as Guptill took his catch at the bowling of Bolt for 6. And then we saw Srivardhana, who was the sole hope for the Sri Lankans there, was also snapped up by McCullum of Bolt. And after that, it was simply some simple formalities to be completed, with Shamira being bowled by Mitchell Santner for 14 of 13 balls with 3 fours, and Lakmal was the final one to go, as he played into the hands of Doug Brace of his own bowling, and that was the end. Lakmal made 23 of 27 balls with 4 fours. Pradeep was not out on 4, and the Sri Lankan innings came to an end at 282 just after lunch. Thus, New Zealand taking a 1-0 lead in this series by winning by a handsome margin of 122 runs in the first test at the University Park Oval here in Dunedin. And Trent Bolt, the bowling, if you look at it, Neil Wagner was the one who really started it. He bowled with lots of fire, I would say. 17 overs, 5 made him 56 runs and 2 wickets. He was the one who triggered it by shattering the stumps of Angelo Matthews with a very clever delivery. Trent Bolt, 15 overs, 2 minutes, 2 for 58, struck it with a new ball. Tim Saudi also struck with the new ball, 21 6, 52 3. Doug Bracewell, 19.2 overs, 5 minutes, 1 for 46. Mitchell Santner was impressive in his bowling, 22 overs, 6 minutes, 53 runs and 2 wickets. Captured the very important wicket of Dinesh Chandimal. And Kane Williamson, 1 over, made a none for 11. And for New Zealand, Martin Guptill was named man of the match. Dear fans and subscribers, as I said, I'm just doing an experimentation here. If this works, that would be great. Just wanting to see whether this can really go the whole hog. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, one more thing that I would like to say here as far as cricket news is concerned. And if at all Ustream, I know I have been on Ustream, but I have not been very active. But this gives me an opportunity to also load my videos on Ustream. And if any followers are there, follow my daily cricket happening show. I have 446 subscribers, and I've been doing this for almost probably I started off in 2009, I reckon. So there's a long way, and I've been really enjoying this cricket show. And if at all you want to join me, you can hook on to me as a subscriber on YouTube. Well, it was. And one thing that I would like to say, Marlon Samuels has become the third bowler in international cricket of late to have been banned from bowling. So the first person to be banned, according to me, was Sunil Narine. Then we had Mohammad Hafiz of Pakistan, and now it's Marlon Samuels, the off spinner. And I think the axe is definitely falling on the off spinners, according to me, and they have all been banned from bowling in international cricket. Well, that sums up everything as far as this cricket show is concerned. And now let me see how I can get it to you on YouTube. Thanks for your patience, and thanks for your continued cooperation.